NSX is similar to a surfer finding that perfect wave. Once you get a hold of it, you never want to let it go. Hi, I'm Brian Nguyen, and I have a 1992 Acura NSX. My romance for cars began when I was maybe, I don't know, 5th grade. It was my cousin. He got me into cars because he had a Honda Civic EGSI on Mugen R&Rs. You know, I'll never forget that. He had an H22 in there. And as a kid, you know, this is back in like, oh gosh, I don't know, somewhere in the 90s, you know. He would show me magazines and of all these JDM cars, and I've always been a Honda guy. I remember when he took me to the hobby store and he actually got me one of those BitCharge cars. I think it's BitCharge E or something like that, you know. And you can build them with motors. And I remember I had like a white NSX Type R. It brings back so many memories because that was the time like I got into cars, you know. And like from that day as a kid, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna own an NSX one day. And here I am, you know. I worked hard for a few years and I bought my dream car. The first time I saw an NSX, I saw it was a red one. Oh man, it's just, first thought is that a Ferrari? And you know, those cars, they look so fast. You know, it's like, oh man. My thought of it was just like, wow, this car is just beautiful, aesthetically, everything. You know, one day I want one. I love it. I just love it, man. Sometimes this is like off the charts, but sometimes like when I don't drive the car for so long, it's kind of like, whatever. But once I start driving it again, it's like, I don't know, man. I just fall in love with it again. It's weird. Sometimes I feel like I lose a little bit of love for it, and then once I drive it, it brings it right back. When I compare the dynamics of the NSX versus my old cars, Honda Civic, RSX, CRZ, BMW 335i, it's a complete different feel. I've taken all my old cars to the canyons, then NSX to the canyons and doing twisties is a whole different feel. I feel connected to the car. Every turn, every straightaway. You know, they built that car off F1. I don't know how to explain it. It's such a different feel. First thing I did was suspension, rims, and then the body, the lip kit came after that. So yeah, that's how the basic modifications usually start. You know, suspension, rims, and then you think, all right, that's it, no more, and everything just adds after that. And the last thing I did was turbo kit. That was the best modification you can make for an NSX, at least in my opinion. I don't think modifying the car will ever stop. As a true enthusiast, you're always gonna find something to do. I've always said, okay, I'm done after here. That never happens. My Mount Rushmore of Japanese cars, it's gonna be the Nissan GTR, the RX-7, the Supra, and the NSX. Those are the top 4. Those are my top 4. And I am gonna own all 4 one day. You know, it's just a matter of time. So got other priorities right now, but you know, I'm gonna have all that in my garage, so it's gonna happen. If you were a Honda enthusiast, you wanted an NSX. I don't care, like you always start off with the Civic or Integra, every single Honda enthusiast. When you make it to the NSX, you've made it. There's a lot of these guys in the forums that say, oh, NSX isn't worth it, it's too expensive, I'd rather get an S2000. It's like, nah, you're bullshitting. I know you want an NSX. Like I see comments like that. I'm like, dude, if you're a real Honda enthusiast, you want an NSX. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. I'm sure some people disagree, and those are probably S2000 owners. But you know, I love the NSX. You might have to cut that out, but you know, just.